question. Oh my gosh, he's the president of the United States. You know, he.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about CNN anchor Don Lemon pressing the new White House press secretary Karine Jean-Pierre about Joe Biden's physical and mental state. Now, never in a million years did I think I'd see Don Lemon speaking this way, but there's a particular reason why he may be saying this. And before I get into that, let's roll the clip. In this clip, you'll see Don Lemon pressing Karine Jean-Pierre about Joe Biden. You're going to see her response. And after we get done with that, I'll come back. I'll talk about what was said and done there. Then I'll give you the rest of my 2 cents and my deep, detailed analysis. And then I'll wrap it on up with a nice bow on top. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Does the president have the stamina, physically and mentally, do you think, to continue on even after 2024?
Don, you're asking me this question. Oh my gosh, he's the president of the United States. You know, I can't even keep up with it. We just got back from New Mexico. We just got back from California. That is not a question that we should be even asking. Just look at the work that he does. Look how he's delivering for the American public. Look, that article that we're talking about is hearsay. It's salacious. That's not what we care about. We care about how are we going to deliver for the American people? How are we going to make their lives better? That's what the president talks about. That is his focus. And that's where we're going to continue to focus on.
All right. So you saw that, you heard that. Now, I am surprised. I am pleasantly surprised that Don Lemon would do something like that on air. After all, when you're watching CNN, aka the Clinton News Network, the Commie News Network, the Censored News Network, when you're watching them normally, what are you going to expect? You're going to expect them to be defending whatever the Democratic Party does. So Hunter Biden can have the White House turn into the crack house. He can be smoking crack right in the Oval Office in front of everybody. And CNN will try to disguise it. Oh, no, he was smoking crack. And, oh, he has a problem. And let's get him some treatment. They'll try their best to defend whatever the left does. It doesn't make a difference. Not even Fox. Fox won't go anywhere near as far as they go to defend their side, because some are going to say, well, there's bias on Fox as well. First of all, Fox is one channel compared to the entire rest of the mainstream media establishment, which is all for the Democratic Party, all for the left, all for all this woke, ridiculous nonsense, right? But even Fox, they got trans commentators, and they do a lot of leftist things too, but just nowhere near the level of a CNN, right? But CNN, they are known for going all the way out there. At one point, CNN was pretty well respected for being a real news network, and they would put out real stories. But over time, I'm not really sure if it happened just gradually, just little by little, and they become this monstrosity we see today. I'm not sure how it really happened, but it did happen. Over time, it just really went downhill, and they were known for being very, very partisan. But I think what's going on right now is that not only Don Lemon, but I think Jim Acosta and also Brian Stelter are being ordered to be less partisan. You see, the previous CEO, Jeff Zucker, may be the reason why they are where they are right now. They really indulge in the whole Trump years because everybody, you know, if you say anything about Trump, especially something negative about Trump, it was ratings gold. Money was pouring from the sky. And CNN may not have been doing very well at that particular point in time, right when the quote unquote Trump bump started. So they went down that road. They were already pretty leftist. So they just kept going and going and going until they became unrecognizable. So after Trump is gone, you can't keep doing that whole Orange Man bad thing anymore. I think they produced like 3 documentaries about January 6th, like in 1 year. 3 of them, like 3 separate ones. I'm not talking about they aired the same one 3 times. It was like 3 separate things. And they're promoting that more than their regular stories. It's like, okay, you have a new guy in office right now. It's time to defend that guy rather than worrying about the other guy who's not even there anymore. They're talking about Donald Trump almost every day, even right now, nearly 2 years later after he is out of the White House. So you got to ask yourself, okay, what are we doing? What's the direction we're going to go in? How long can we keep talking about Orange Man bad? Donald Trump did this, Donald Trump did that, when the reality of everybody's day And their life is that they go outside and they see the high gas prices, unaffordable rent, unaffordable housing market. They can't find a house. If they can't find one, the rates are going through the roof. Prices are going through the roof. They can't find baby formula. There may be a food shortage coming here pretty soon. People are going broke. The jobs are kind of funny. They're not paying enough because of inflation. There's all kind of stuff going on. So people don't really want to hear about this Orange Man bad thing. So the new CEO has allegedly instructed Don Lemon, Jim Acosta, Brian Stelter, possibly others, to be less partisan, be more, center focused. And that could be why Don Lemon asked Miss Jean-Pierre what he did live on air. I think she was kind of surprised by that. It was like, oh, really, Don? You're asking me this? Like, she was surprised by the question. Not that the question got asked, because it's a logical question. I'm pretty sure that if she just out in the street and somebody was to see her and recognize her, they would ask the same question. And of course, Fox was going to ask the same question because it's a thing that everyone can see. The left, typically, like I said, they'll ignore it. CNN, they're known for ignoring stuff like that. But Fox or just regular normies, we're going to say it. I put a video up here the other day talking about the difference between Trump and Biden, and people on the street, black folks, black men, they're saying, hey, Biden's not doing very good right now. Trump was doing very well. Look at the price of everything that we see. Gas, food, clothing, shelter, everything is going through the roof. It was not that way under Trump. And just looking at Joe Biden, just looking at him speak, just looking at his body language, his gait and all of that, the way he responds, the way he speaks, if you compare now, 2022, to even just 5 years ago, but definitely 10 years ago, you're going to see a drastic difference. People talking about, oh, well, the reason why he is speaking the way he's speaking is because he's stuttering. No. That's not it. I think not. I think what's happening here is something's wrong with the guy. He is not all the way there physically or mentally. He's 79 years old. I mean, at a certain point, you're not necessarily going to be that sharp into your advanced ages all the time. Sometimes you can be very sharp into your old age, but I mean, you can't live forever. You're a human being. You have limitations. He's almost 80. I think he'll be 80 coming up next year or this year. So he's 78 or 79 years old, probably the oldest president ever. I think Reagan might have been up there. Trump's not that old. I think Trump is like 73 or 74 right now, right around that. He's nowhere near as old as Joe Biden is. And it shows as far as Joe Biden is concerned. So what Don Lemon asked was a common sense, logical question like, hey, can this man even hold up, though? You're talking about all these things we're going to do, but can this man even hold up? Is he even going to be able to make it to the next administration? Is he going to make it through this administration? I think she was surprised that he asked the question, but I'm glad he asked it. Now, if CNN could do things more like this, where they just center of the road and they ask hard questions of the left, hard questions of the right, I'd appreciate that. I would not even be mad at them trying to attack Trump or whoever if they attacked Joe Biden and everybody else the same way. If you keep the energy consistent for both sides of the aisle and independents, then I'm fine. My problem is when you totally ignore things the other side does, when you ignore that and only focus on just trying to attack the other side. Fox doesn't do that. I was watching Fox a little bit earlier today, and I saw Kat Temp for her ridiculous hind parts on there talking about how bad January 6th was. Now, obviously, I don't agree with that, but they had her there talking about that. They had her there giving her opinion. They had her there giving the opposite point of view from what you would expect from Fox News. Your CNNs, ABC, NBC, etc., they typically don't do that. So I'm glad to see your man Don Lemon out there trying something a little bit different for once. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about Don Lemon pressing Karine Jean-Pierre about Joe Biden and his health? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys should know where I'm at. I think it's a great thing. I like to see more of that on CNN. Give me some more. Yeah, don't just be Trump's bad, Orange Man bad. January 6th was the worst thing in the world. It was like Nagasaki, Hiroshima. Don't give me that. Give me a more well-balanced view. I saw Shep Smith on CNBC because I watch Shark Tank occasionally, and they had a commercial for him on there talking about we're not going to attack anybody. It's just the news. I'm like, all right, we'll see. If you can do that, then that's a good way to get more viewers. Just attacking the right all the time, you're going to create an echo chamber, and you're going to have a lot of angry people. And when you cultivate an audience of angry people, it don't take much for that angry person to snap on you. It's like raising a pit bull aggressively rather than raising it with love. You might use that pit bull to attack others, but one day it may turn on you, and that's going to be a sad situation. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.